I have a question about speaking in tongues while a preacher is in mid-sentence preaching to us. Does the Holy Spirit interrupt preachers with a message while preaching? We have a person in our church that gives a message almost weekly, and especially when we have visiting preachers. We went to a woman's conference. She came also. I was thinking in my mind, I wonder if she's going to give a message, and sure enough, she did. Is God speaking to us this much? And when I asked my church, the response was, yes, God is encouraging us in these last days, and that's why He speaks to us more often. Is this true? Well, I cannot answer about this woman, but first of all, let me take the first question. You misunderstood. You're totally misunderstanding tongues. There is one's prayer language, and then there is the gift of tongues. They're not the same thing. The gift of tongues is only to be used in giving a message to the church, and then there will be interpretation. But one who has been baptized with the Holy Spirit with the evidence speaking in other tongues, that's our worship language. And yes, a preacher in the middle of preaching, in a moment of exuberance and worship, the Lord can worship in tongues. It's not meant to be interpreted. It's not a message. Because tongues is one of the highest forms of worship that an individual can enter into. But now let me address really the meat of your second question. God does not give a message in tongues and interpretation every single Sunday. So I would have to say that this woman who is constantly doing this is allowing her exuberance to get the best of her. We've had to deal with this, but it was almost like every Sunday morning when the choir would finish singing a song, this woman would give a message in tongues. And she was a godly woman, but we had to set her down and say, you need to test the spirits. God doesn't work on cue, that the moment the choir hits the last note and the music stops, then you stand up and give a message in tongues. It doesn't work that way. And she listened, took it to heart, never happened again, never, and her spirit was wonderful. Without knowing more or observing myself, I would say that more than likely sometimes this dear sister is out of order and should not give a message in tongues. And it's up to the pastor to deal with that.